I'm a Romani Gypsy. I grew up in Hastings. I was born in Hastings and grew up there because I had a really troubled childhood at first. Because my nan didn't like the fact that my mum had six brown children. Because from her previous marriage, she had five white, and my nan couldn't get over the fact why she went for a darker person. But as my mum said, it's her life, it's down to her, and she loves her children. Me growing up, and my dad, he had severe mental health. Like, he was paranoid, schizophrenic. He was always in and out of the hospital. So he was there, but he wasn't. So we all actually, I can remember one time when he was in Abbeywood Hospital. I must have been about 6 or 7, and they didn't give my dad the right tablets, and I was seeing my dad deteriorating, and he escaped out of the hospital because I know I should laugh, but it was quite funny how he did it. He bribed a man with a pouch of tobacco to get the keys. Like, the worker, he really bribed him, and the man unlocked the door and my dad escaped, and my dad was on the run for 2 months, and they found him in my mum's house. Then he got sectioned again, and then I wasn't allowed to see my dad for about 6 months because he was so secured. So we only had to see him through a glass. I wasn't allowed to actually touch him and say, "Hi, Dad." And then my mum, she's had such a hard life, but she's lost so many children, but she has been so strong. And me, I'm the dad that she is, my mum, because I'm part of her. I've got her way, and okay, I may not have the children, but I've got the sense of what she has. I know how to love. I'm family orientated. I just want to be accepted. And when I was growing up, it wasn't exactly acceptable for me because it was a lot different, because I'm trans, and me being a gypsy child as well as a transgender child, it was so hard. I went to school as female. I got picked on, but I still was me, and they didn't understand why I did what I did, because I'm in the wrong body for one, and I've always known. So I expressed myself to be me, and then when I started to express myself more, people didn't like me because I was expressing something that was me. And then I was in school. I didn't really stay in school that long because it was really traumatic for me. I didn't pass my education, no, but I'm far from stupid. Very far from stupid. I know right from wrong. If I do something wrong, I will put my hands up and say I'm in the wrong. And then it's how can I put it? So hard to act. So I've got so much to say. And then so my dad died in 2009. On the 30th of August, I was 14. I can remember it like it was yesterday. I was at my sister Sutie's house in Bexhill. We got a phone call because I was just getting ready to go to school. And then I done all my makeup, done all my hair, and I was like, okay. Then my sister got the phone call and she said, "You've got to sit down." So I was like, "Why? Is everything okay?" She said, "No, your dad died." So I was like, my God. So I still went to school knowing for a fact that my dad died because I couldn't cope. So I went to school, and my mum informed the teachers that I would be obviously very upset. And my dad has just died. He just died on that day. And I went into school, and so I weren't taking out on people, but I was just leave me alone, please leave me alone. And there was these 2 people that told me to go F my dad on the day I literally just got told he died. When my dad died, that my mum has been with him over 30 years, she had a bit of a nervous breakdown, but she was feeding us. She made sure the house was clean. Our clothing was washed. and we had everything. She just put herself back to bed for a couple of hours. I would have done the same. As long as my children are fed and got everything they need and I'm in the house, it's fine. But they took me away from my mum at 13 and said that she can't cope. She can cope, but her husband just passed away. I tell you what, the most thing that hurt me, and it's still from this day, it was my disabled brother that was having to help me when they put. So a big car come, social workers come, police come, and my mum was begging, please don't take my children. It really killed me from this day, but I need to say this because I need to get it out. Like, they physically pinned my mum on the floor to watch her children be taken. I put Billy on Johnny's lap and I run up the road as fast as I can to try and get into this alleyway to hide my two brothers from being taken. It didn't work. I tried my best. I said to my mum, I'm sorry. And I run away for like 2 weeks because I thought, my God, my brothers, they're mine. Like, if my mum can't do it, keep them safe, I've got to, but they wouldn't allow me to, and that really messed me up. And even from this day, I still tell them I can't get over that. I wish I did more. I wish I just carried on running that day. And I wish I never looked back to say, I just wish I just carried on and then I would have probably had them. In my first days when I got taken from my mum in Hastings and they put me in Bexhill, so I met the foster mum, her name was Sarah. I met her 2 daughters, Chloe and Theo, I think, or Kelly, one of them 2, and her husband was called Joe. She told me that she was going on holiday, so I said, okay, so what happens to me? She said, you stay here with him. I said, okay. And I didn't like the sound of that anyway. And she said, but I'm only going to be away for 2 weeks. So I thought, okay. And then on the day she left, I was in bed, so I didn't say bye, because she already left at early hours in the morning. I come downstairs, and then he was just sitting on the sofa, masturbating, like, because I had a vest top on, but I had shorts about here, and it was my pajamas, so I'm entitled to wear my pajama shorts in my room. So I went down to get a drink, and I thought, I heard a noise in the thing, so I thought it was the dog, so I thought, it pisses me off doing all these stupid noises. Nope. I see that, and then I was like, and then he grabbed me, and then he forced himself on me. And then he was doing it for 2 weeks. At first it started to be like oral. And like, so that's when it started. Well, the first time I was in the shower and he deliberately unlocked the door and he pushed me on my knees and made me give him head. And I didn't know what was happening. And I was thinking, this is not normal. Like, I'm 13. Like, I thought he'd gone mad. He's putting his dick in my mouth at 13. And then after that happened, he did it for about maybe 3-4 hours. And then he repeats the same thing, but even worse. So I used to book it out when he used to get in my bed and do what I used to turn. I used to book it out. And then people call me damaged. I really needed to say something. So when his wife come back, I told her, and she said I was a lying child. I should be basically killed, for telling lies on her husband because he didn't do that to her daughter. But how do you know if you haven't asked your daughters? And one of his daughters actually said to me, I was going to speak out a long time ago, but I was too scared in case I got taken away from my mum, but he got arrested. And she tried to literally make my name bad, but it's not me. I wasn't the one that abused your husband. It was your husband that abused me for no reason, and he didn't give me a reason why. Well, sorry, he said there's what happens to bad girls that get taken away from their mum. So I've always had in my head like I got taken away my mum, so I got punished from being like, if you get that, sorry, sorry. So yeah, like so I got taken away from my mum to be in danger, and then and then and then after I got good pointed back to my mum, it was a bit. It weren't her fault, but I couldn't trust anyone. So it weren't her, and then she kept saying, "Have I done anything?" No, mum, it's not you. It's just I'm scared. And then I met Jordan. I'm sorry, it's really touching. And then after all that thingy, like I kind of moved on with my life, and then my mum got a new house in Maidstone, Kent, because we dig in the Ashford bit, but she got the house in Maidstone, and it was a fresh start. I pushed everything out the back of I didn't forget it, but I pushed it out the back of my mind. So then I thought, then I was there for a few months, and then this is how I met Jordan through Facebook, and then I met Jordan, and I told him what happened to me, and he was accepting me. I didn't lie about my sexuality, and that's why I think he stayed more, because I was very honest. And then I told him what happened, and you know what I will say, that boy, he did save me for the better, because I was so lost in life. I didn't know, like, I felt like I was walking on eggshells with my own family. Like, if me and Jordan wanted to cook chicken nuggets, my older brother would cause an argument to the point where I didn't not eat for like a week. Did not eat for a week, and my mum was panicking like, "Why? Do you mean 'cause every time I'm eating, I'm in trouble?" But then I got with Jordan, and it was like, wow, I found someone that's actually wants me for me. And then, but then it felt like I had to, with all my family, like I love them, of course I do, but he'd been my first and my only boyfriend. So I was stuck in the middle of them and him. But then where I've been with them my whole life, I've had their grief, their backlash, and I don't want any more kicking the ribs that I've already had. So he saved me for the better. Yes, that me and Jordan did become homeless because we chose to be with each other, but that was down to us because we loved each other. But they didn't understand, because where he was my first boyfriend, I've always said, "Oh yeah, that I would be at home with my mum," which because I genuinely thought that. I didn't think I was gonna genuinely actually be with Jordan for this long. I thought it was just gonna be like, what, a few months thing and then go. But no. So then, and I don't think they like the fact that he was a bit of a road boy, like a jail boy. He's been to jail, or he's gonna pull me down. No, that's down to me if I go down that road. Jordan didn't put me on anything. I did it myself. Like all my family said he put me on drugs. I chose that on myself. And that's not because I'm doing it for attention. I'm doing that to push everything that I've had in my life. I don't want to keep staying in my bed having flashbacks of me being abused. I was so against drugs. Honestly, I was so against drugs, and it was a prostitute called Julia from Kent who got me on drugs. It wasn't Jordan with the Noah. She gave me a blowback because I used to do coke a lot to the point. You see where my nose is at? Like that was almost falling off, so I stopped. And then she kept saying, "Can I have some coke to like to put on my spoon so I can do some crap?" And I was thinking, I just really want to see what the experience is. Um, um, But so, but if I like it, I like it. But if I don't, I don't. And I liked it. Sorry to say, I know I shouldn't laugh, but I got a very bad, and I liked it. And then after all them, like, after all that happened to me, I thought, like, I can't say it because I'm not using this as an excuse, but that actually did drown out all that stuff that happened to me. Like, it pushed it because I was in a different dimension. I wasn't thinking about how I was being abused, care. I was thinking that I was in my own mansion, had my own, like, so I didn't think. But then after I started to get a bit heavy on drugs, then all the flashbacks had come back more because I was getting really heavy, heavy, heavy. I've been willing to try it for a long, long time, but I was a bit scared. But then, because I felt safe around Jordan, so he used to do it, but he used to go outside around my cousin's back garden and say, babe, I'm just doing a thing I don't want to about it. So I was like, yeah, cool. But then when I got the blow back, he was like, bitch, I'm smoking him on the table, basically. But like, it wasn't that I was enjoying it as enjoying it like that, but it was just everything that's happened to me, I could not see it as soon as I had a pipe. I could not see it. I couldn't. So I felt if I hadn't done that, this cleanses all my body. Like, it lets all these thoughts out of my head. But some people, it reacts to them in different ways. But this, and that's why I say that I'll always smoke weed because it helps me. It stops me thinking them things. But people say, oh no, it makes you think. No. People reacting, like some people can react on pills where it would probably make me happy or it will probably make you sick. But crack, it don't make me sick. It just drowns out all the abuse that I've had in my life. I started crack at, well, I met Jordan when I was like, Jordan, because there's a year between us. He was 20 when I met him and I was 18, 19-ish. And then it went from coke, from weed to coke, from coke to crack. And then I tell you how was that me and Jordan went to Southampton because we were shot in bright and dark. And then I just wanted to see what also this big obsession is about the Brown situation. I took it and please do not ever do it. If anyone wants to try it, do not do it. Because it is the most vile enemy and that is a demon. That is the most demonish drug ever. Because that tears your life in two. I was shot in and I was in this lady's house called Saskia and her friend called Cole. Her friend wanted a 2-on-1. So July one dark. And so I went and took him to her. And then I'd come back from serving her, put the money on the side, and then Saskia had a big bit of brown, but this big. And she broke the bit off. So me, being me, I thought, Saskia, can I try a bit? She said, yeah. I put it on. I'm not going to sit there and I was sick. I felt like I was sicking up my whole intestines because how bad it affected me. I was cuddling in the toilet, and the only way to stop me being sick was I put a 15 bumper crack like that big on my pipe to stop me being sick. But I would advise, and that's stopped me, and that's how come I know I would never ever be on brand. I've always believed that I've got it, but I actually have been diagnosed with schizophrenia, like my dad. So now that I've actually, because I've always known that I've had these bits, but I didn't think I had it a lot. But then when I started to feel different in myself, like all my mental health became a lot worse as soon as I become homeless. And because where Jordan was doing them things, it really affected me. So I was thinking like I'm only here because he wants my money, a roof over his head, but I can't give him that yet. But when he actually started to say, no, I'm not all just about that, and he actually did stay with me, that's what, it did show me, but it's just, I will say this, don't ever come homeless, please. It's the most worst is, and people think, because they would sit there with a blanket over you, that you really, that apparently, someone said to me, is this how I see my life? No, I know I'm not going to see myself sitting out here for the rest of my dying days. No, I'm not. I think, yes, now I'm on hard times. Yes, I can see myself for a bit, yeah. But I know in here, I know I'm going to get up here and I will get my place. Because my mental health is like, it's up and down. One day that I could be happy, I could sing, dance. The next I'm crying and Jordan's like, why are you crying? 'Cause, like, it's just because I'm thinking so much things, and then when I actually think, am I actually loved? Like, does actually people actually really genuinely like me, or are they just saying that with my face team? So I don't know actually how people do actually feel about me because no one's actually said that, like a friend or no one. But yes, every day it was my dad. Um, and I would get called he, she, everything. Every day I would get called freak. I would get called I should have been killed at birth. I got told, yeah, I got that. I got told I should have acid chucked in my face just for being me. But as I grew up, I said to myself, I don't care what people think of me because it ain't them that's mm, like, so if they want to say if they are in the wrong body, if they choose to give a lie, then that's down to them. I'm not giving a lie that I know I'm a female and I've always known. So I'm not going to sit there and say, oh yeah, I'm a boy. No, I am a female. Yes. Yes, I did the female life. Yes, I did. I did go to school as a female because I am. But it was a lot harder from being in, like, for being a gypsy child and being dark skinned, from my mum being white and my dad being like dark. I got called chocolate drop, I got called gollywog, I got called everything. And it was just all the factors, our cultures. Me, I think it's fantastic because I'm from, like, where the you got brought up in a house, where the individual closed in, I'm free, I can roam, I can, I can sit outside and eat my food, I can actually explore. And so how all my family says it, and this is all what my family is saying, and it is a family saying, I live off the earth and they will die off the earth. I'm like, well, I'm not going to live off the earth, but I'm proud of my culture, but I think they can see I'm not, yes, I'm proud of my culture, but I'm not all more like how their ways is where how they say I swear down, all my family say I take oath. I do say that, but I'm not all like my brothers and sisters, like, because they are proper gypsy, like proper, but I'm more common. Right, so gypsies and travellers completely two different things. The gypsies stay in the one place, and the travellers travel around. Yeah, so I've always stayed in the one place, and this the people have told us to move on. But once we got moved on, that we would stay in that place for like a year, 2 years, from 3 years. So I'm so used to being in caravans. I love a caravan. Being in a house, I do feel people because it's more warmer, but I'm more happy outside because I was born outside. If I could change it, and there certainly won't be no perverts, and there would not be no abuse, no, like, bad stuff happening. I would make sure that it would be good if I could change it, but I would make it into a better place. To speak out and do not allow abuse, do or bullying to be you, and please, anyone ever, how can I put this? Do you feel like you are in danger? And whether that's being abused or you feel like you want to take drugs, speak out because there are people out there that will help. I I used to think, oh, no one's out there, but I'm doing this today and that's really helping me. So please, if you are, just speak out.